Hello there, gay and lesbian youths of the world. Um, I'm Will Meyerhofer. I have a website. I'm a psychotherapist. It's a website called The People's Therapist, where I talk about issues around psychology and psychotherapy. But this one I'm not putting on the site. This one I think I'm just going to put out into the world and see if it can do some good. I'm gay, and I was a gay teenager too, and a gay kid. And I think Dan Savage is onto something here with having people speak out and say to you guys, yes, it gets better. Um, but I should remind myself, and it's not much fun really to remind myself that it was pretty bad. I mean, let's face it, being a gay teenager can really suck, and it did suck. I was pretty lucky. Um, Maybe we all think we're lucky. Maybe we all think someone else had it worse. But I was able to hide for the most part. But I did try to come out to my parents. I came out to my mom, and she didn't take it well. And she sent me off to a psychiatrist to get fixed, to not be gay anymore. She was convinced that there was something bad about being gay, and that I could stop being gay. I just had to meet. I don't know, she had this crazy idea that I just met the right poetic young woman. Somehow or other, I would not be gay anymore. And that was nuts, but that's where her head was at the time. So I sat in this guy's office and talked about nothing, and I just wanted to get out of there. It would have made a whole lot of difference to me if he had just told me it was okay to be gay, and if he had let me know it gets better. Um, I grew up in a high school. I went to high school where if I told anyone I was gay, and this was a pretty good place, this was a decent private school, but I think if I told anyone I was gay, I probably would have been pummeled or harassed or laughed at or teased, or just it would have been a disaster. So that's, things weren't so great. When did they get better? Well, I'll tell you, when you get out of high school, things improve a lot. I finally made it to college. My mom was still giving me a hard time. One story that really stayed with me and was probably a low point of some sort. Actually, I didn't come out until later in college, and this first year, she still insisted that when she came to visit me, I had a girl, some poetic girl, to go on a date with. And so I chose a young woman, actually, on my age at the time, who I would take on this date. And so I dragged her out on this date, and it was humiliating because I was obviously gay, and I think it became pretty obvious to her during the course of the dinner what this was, which was me appeasing my mother and giving her what she wanted, which was providing some girl for a date. I felt pretty terrible about it, and I avoided her for a long time because I was pretty ashamed of having done that. And she committed suicide, so that I found out a few years later, and I don't, link her suicide to what I did to her that night, and it certainly didn't mean any harm, but it sure didn't help things any that I avoided her because I was so ashamed of that ridiculous evening. So it's not just us. It's I'll tell you, the bummer just spreads and spreads. It's the closet sucks, and as long as we're apologizing for who we are and being made to feel like we're less because we're gay, well, it's doing bad stuff to everybody. It's just one great big huge bummer. But it does get better. It gets better when you stop apologizing. You realize that being gay is just terrific, just like being straight or anything else, and that you have nothing to apologize for. And look, I was a romantic. I wanted to meet a prince, and I wanted to fall in love, and I thought I was all alone. But I found out that there are a hell of a lot of gay people out there, and there's a prince for you out there, probably. So anyway, here's my prince, and I'm pretty happy. And we got this guy too. Hang on. Got my little puppy. And I got my prince. I got a family. And I think that's all I ever really wanted. I've got a lot of good friends. And I'm pretty darn happy. And you can be too. So nobody kill themselves anymore, okay? Go find some people out there like you. There's a lot of us. and let's live nice, long, happy lives. Um, it gets better. It gets a whole lot better. So hang in there.